Hi, I'm Jules Mitchell, and I just wanted to talk to you about some of the props that I used in the classes that I was leading today. I realize that not everybody at home has all of the props that I was using, so I'm just going to talk about what they are and what you can use as replacements. So let's start with the blankets that we used. This is just a gray wool blanket. This is a Manduka blanket. Manduka is a company that sponsored us and supported us with the props. But you can use any blanket that you have laying around the house. Wool blankets are nice because they're not slippery, so they hold their shape. But really, if you're looking for some support, use anything that you find. If you're in a hotel, you can use any of the sheets or the comforters. They generally have extra blankets as well. So if you're traveling, you'll find something that you can use as well. My only suggestion with the blankets are that you fold them neatly. If you fold them in a messy manner, you end up with lumps and bumps, and then it's not comfortable. The support that you get wouldn't be as relaxing and wouldn't be balanced and even. So it's worth it to spread the blanket out and make nice clean folds before you use it for your practice. The next prop that we have is called a bolster. It's really just a big pillow. This is a pretty standard shape. It's a flat rectangular bolster. You can get them at yoga stores. You can get them round or oval. And they serve different purposes, and different bodies work better with different types. This is a great one. It's another Manduka bolster, but it has a handle on it. It has a zip-off cover so you can wash it. And it's nice and thin, so it's a little bit more versatile. You could stack a blanket on top of it if you were looking for a thicker one, or even stack two bolsters together. The thicker ones you can't take away from, obviously. Again, you can use a pillow. Some house pillows that you have in your bedroom might be a little too soft, so you might want to use maybe a couch cushion or something like that. Let's see, what else? Let's talk about the chair. The chair is one of my favorite yoga props ever. You saw it in the back bend. Actually, I think you saw it in all the classes, but really, for me, it's an essential tool for back bending. We just don't back bend a lot in daily life, and so it's better to do with support when you're first learning. This is just a $10 office chair. It's a folding chair, and it had a metal back in it, and I just had the back hammered out. And then I took hockey tape, and I just wrapped hockey tape around the chair so that any of the metal soldering that remains from hammering the back out of the chair is covered. This hockey tape has lasted maybe 5 years, so it doesn't really disintegrate. There are a few things about the chair that are important. It doesn't have a squishy cushion. There are some out there that do. Those can work, but it doesn't have the same effect. The hardness of the surface has benefits. Also, it's a pretty sturdy chair, meaning when I pick it up, it doesn't fold in. As you notice, we sit inside the chair sometimes backwards, and we lean over them or step on them, and if it folds easily, if it collapses easily, it's not really a safe yoga tool, yoga prop. So I would just check to make sure that it's a sturdy chair. And then the final thing to really note is that there's a rung on the back, but not on the front. And again, it's not essential. You can get some chairs that have it in the front as well. But if you're going to be working underneath it, which we do in a lot of poses down the road in future classes, I'll show you that. It's nice to not have this in the way, but it's essential to have one in the back because, as you saw, we tie straps to it and belts to it. But that's really it. You can also find online chairs specifically for this purpose, or you can make your own, like I do. The last two things are the strap and the block. The strap and the block are probably the most common yoga tools you'll see. This is also known as a belt. It's known as a belt because it literally has a belt buckle. It doesn't have the little notch inside, but you take the tail end, run it through the side that's closer to the belt itself, and then loop it over, and you have a tight seal. It's that simple. You can get different variations, different styles. Sometimes they have 2D links, or you'll see plastic buckles. I prefer metal buckles. They're sturdier. I also prefer a really long strap. As you saw in the restorative class, there's some really great things you can do with a 10-foot strap. This is actually an 8-foot strap. For most people, an 8-foot strap will work. However, if you're tall, a 10-foot strap will be necessary, or you can tie 2 belts together. The belts just really, they extend limbs, they support, they bind. You'll see, once you start using one, the wide variety of uses that they have. They do sell shorter ones, those work too. They sell thinner ones. Ultimately, you'll find what works for you. And then the final prop, probably the most popular yoga prop, is the yoga block, also called a yoga brick. And this brick is a cork brick. You can get them in wood, which is usually a little heavier and a lot denser, or you can get them in foam, which is a lot lighter. They have different advantages. I like the cork block. Again, this is a Manduka block. I like the cork block because it's right in between the two, so it's the most versatile. It has enough weight. It's sturdy, so you can stand on it or put your hands on it, and it doesn't buckle the way some of the foam blocks do. And it's not too heavy, where if I'm asking you maybe to hold it between your legs in a handstand, where it becomes cumbersome and difficult to manage. That's what the foam blocks are nice for. So the cork blocks are a nice in the middle of the road yoga prop. But as you saw, its purpose is to maybe bring the floor up to you, provide support, bring awareness to areas of the body, just changes the dynamics of the pose. The uses are really unlimited, and again, the more you practice and the more you use them, the more you'll find uses for them. And that's pretty much it. Those are the props that we used in the classes. I encourage you to go out, get some of your own props, and use them in your practice, and let us know how it works. Thanks.